Today we're going to create a reading table with books and a chair. This is part one. You will only be creating the reading table. Let's start by creating a cube, selecting the scale tool and resizing the cube. This will be the base for the table. I'm going to move it up. Then I'm going to, from the channel box, select Polycube 1. Let's scroll down if you don't see this part. Change the subdivisions to 4 for the subdivision width, subdivision height stays at 1, and then subdivision depth 3. Now let's switch to top view. Remember, just press space bar, place your mouse on top of top view and then space bar. And then what we're going to do is we're going to create the 4 corners for the legs of the table. So I'm going to right click and select vertex, right click, hold and select vertex. First I'll select the middle vertices, make sure both vertical lines are selected. And then using the scale tool, I'm going to drag down on the Z axis and then do the same thing for this line here. I'm going to select these vertices here for this line, and then I'm going to hold shift and select the other side, and I'm just going to drag them out a little bit by selecting the X handle. And then once I have my 4 corners and I'm satisfied with it, then I'll go back to perspective view, rotate it by holding Alt and the left click so I can see the bottom, then right click, hold and select face, and I'll select the 4 bottom corners while holding shift, and then I'll extrude. Let me rotate a little bit so I can see how far down I'll be extruding. So edit mesh, extrude and pull down. Once I'm satisfied with the height of the legs, then I'll click one of the scale handles. Just click it once so you can grab the middle scale handle and then just drag it to the left so you can create like a pointy legs. And there you go. Okay, now I'll move the top, go to the top, and I'll select the faces in the top while holding shift. So I just need these 6 faces at the back. Then go to edit mesh, extrude, pull up, and then I need to extrude one more time, so I'll press G. G, remember, allows you to use the last tool that you were using. In this case will be the extrude, so I'll press G, or you can just go back to edit mesh and extrude. So there it is. Now I need to extrude this in, but first I'll create, I need to add a couple edges here. So I'll right click first and go to object mode. Now I need to add a couple edges, one here and one here. So I'll be able to extrude these 2 faces in. Before it used to be, on previous versions, it used to be here under edit mesh, you will find insert edge loop. But now it's under mesh tool, so go to mesh tool and then insert edge loop. You click it once and then just click one of the vertical lines. Let's say this one, and there you can see it. Just click and hold and then just keep dragging it until you're satisfied of the location of the edge loop. So that should be fine for me. And then on this here, select it and there it is. So now I can just deselect and there it's my 2 edge loops. If I need to move them because it seems like this one is too small, this one's too big, I could just double click on the edge loops and it selects it all the way around. I can hold shift and double click on this one and we'll select it all the way around. And I can just grab that move tool and then just bring it down a little bit, and that should be fine. Now I need to extrude this face and this face. So I'll right click and hold and select face. Click on this face, hold shift, click on this face, and then I can just go to edit mesh and extrude and then just push in. You can switch to 4 views so you can see how far you're actually pushing it. So I'll go to front view, bring it down a little bit by holding Alt and the middle mouse button and then just keep pushing. And then you can see as soon as it goes out, I'll just bring it back a little bit. And there it is. You can also press 4, that gives you a wire frame display. And that way you can see the line, how far it's going. And you're not going all the way out. So this should be fine. You can see the line here. Then I can just press 5 and go back to shaded mode. I'll go back to perspective, spacebar. Go to perspective, spacebar. I'll select my move tool. I'll right click and select object mode, and I'll just bring the table on top of the grid. And there it is. That's my table, my reading table. Okay, so this is the end of part 1 for the reading table with books and a chair.